The hidden truth about oxygen scientists rarely talk about. You're breathing right now. You didn't think about it. You didn't decide to do it. It just happened. In, out, again. By the time this video ends, you'll take over 600 breaths without noticing a single one. Because oxygen feels like the most basic thing in existence. Invisible. Constant. Guaranteed. But here's the truth. Oxygen is not as simple as it seems. In fact, oxygen is one of the most dangerous elements your body depends on. Let's start with something unsettling. Oxygen is toxic. Not metaphorically, not philosophically, biologically. Every breath you take is slowly damaging your cells. Because when oxygen enters your body, it doesn't just keep you alive, it reacts. Aggressively, at a molecular level. Inside your cells, oxygen is used to produce energy through a process called cellular respiration. It's how your body converts food into usable fuel. Without it, you die within minutes. But this process has a side effect. It produces unstable molecules called free radicals. Highly reactive particles that damage DNA, proteins, and cell membranes. Over time, this damage accumulates. Aging, disease, cellular breakdown. All linked in part to oxygen itself. So the same thing keeping you alive is also slowly wearing you down. A paradox built into biology. Scientists refer to this as oxidative stress. It's one of the reasons your body constantly repairs itself. Your cells are always fixing damage caused by the very process that keeps them functioning. Think about that. Life isn't just sustained by oxygen, it's also constantly fighting it. But the story gets even stranger. Because oxygen wasn't always part of Earth's atmosphere. Billions of years ago, early life forms lived in a world with almost no oxygen. For them, oxygen wasn't life-giving, it was poison. Then something changed. Tiny organisms, early photosynthetic bacteria, began releasing oxygen as a byproduct. And slowly, the atmosphere transformed. This event is known as the Great Oxidation Event, and it was catastrophic for most life on Earth at the time. As oxygen levels rose, many early organisms went extinct. They couldn't survive in an oxygen-rich environment. From their perspective, oxygen wasn't a breakthrough, it was a disaster. A mass extinction event caused by a gas that would later become essential for complex life. But evolution did something remarkable. Instead of eliminating oxygen, life adapted to it. New organisms evolved that could use oxygen to produce energy more efficiently. And eventually, complex life forms emerged. Animals, plants, humans, all built on a system that depends on oxygen, while constantly managing its damage. Now here's where it becomes unsettling again. More oxygen doesn't mean better. In fact, too much oxygen can kill you. In high concentrations, oxygen becomes extremely dangerous. Divers experience this in something called oxygen toxicity. Too much oxygen under pressure can damage the nervous system, cause seizures, even lead to death. Hospitals also regulate oxygen carefully. Even in medical settings, too much oxygen can harm patients. Because balance is everything. Your body exists in a very narrow window. Too little oxygen, you suffocate. Too much oxygen, your cells break down. So your body constantly adjusts. Breathing rate, blood flow, cellular activity, all calibrated to keep oxygen levels in a precise range. Not maximum, optimal. But the most fascinating part? You never feel oxygen itself. You don't feel it entering your lungs. You don't sense its concentration directly. Instead, your brain monitors carbon dioxide levels, not oxygen. When carbon dioxide builds up, your brain triggers the urge to breathe. So the feeling of needing air is actually your body reacting to rising carbon dioxide, not falling oxygen. Which means something surprising. Your awareness of breathing isn't tied to the thing keeping you alive. It's tied to the byproduct of using it. So when you take a breath, here's what's really happening. Oxygen enters your lungs, it moves into your bloodstream, travels to your cells, helps produce energy, and in the process, creates tiny amounts of damage your body must repair. Over and over again, every second, for your entire life. And yet, without it, nothing else works. No movement, no thought, no consciousness. Oxygen is both the fuel of life and the cost of it, which leads to the hidden truth scientists rarely say out loud. Life isn't powered by something perfectly safe, it's powered by something inherently unstable. Something that gives you energy by slowly taking something in return. So the next time you take a breath, remember this. You're not just inhaling air, you're participating in a process billions of years old. A process that destroyed early life, created complex organisms, and now sustains you in this exact moment. In, out, again. The simplest action you perform is also one of the most complex systems keeping you alive, and one of the most dangerous. Hidden in plain sight.